And welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, what are you having?
Oh, you know me. Some Tito, some orange, some cranberry juice. Mr. Nick, tell the people what you're drinking and our three things for the show.
I am drinking my J. Lure 7 Oaks Cabernet. As per usual, as you like to say. Well, CM Punk challenges John Cena for the WWE title. Asuka and Jade Cargill go one-on-one for Queen of the Ring. And Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes battle it out for King of the Ring. It's Friday, June 27th, 2025, and we are previewing WWE Night of Champions. This is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. This 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell him bring another round when he's let it go. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my. Someone pour me up another shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
And welcome back in, everybody. If you are new here, welcome in. Hit the old like and subscribe. If you are regular, you know we love having you. Nikki, it's been a week.
Oh, girl, it's been a week.
It has been a week. It has been a lot to get through, but we're here. My favorite part of the week, to be with you, the things you love with the one you love. And thank all of you for joining us. But Nikki, we got a lot to get to tonight. We are previewing WWE Night of Champions from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
There you go.
Yeah. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
Love it.
Yeah,
I love it being early.
Afternoon show. Afternoon. Well, afternoon here for us, but nighttime there. Anyway, regardless, we've got a lot to get to. 6 matches on the card. This show is going to be a little different. So we're opening up the bar. I've discussed this with Nikki before, an open bar concept where we're going to have people call in throughout the show. Each match, you got a feeling about a match, real strong feeling, you want to get it out, call in, hit the call-in link, get it out 30 to 60 seconds, and we'll move on there.
Open bar.
Open bar concept. So I'm super, super duper excited about that. Nikki, so we're opening up, but again, we're going to start with very controversial segment on this show. Very, very, extremely controversial.
Because I worry your answers aren't right. Or correct. We're vetted.
Well, we are going to start with the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour trivia based off of King and Queen of the Ring. So first come, first serve. Or we might do, depending on how many callers there are, maybe we'll just do 5 different separate.
For this lovely box of expired
Rice-A-Roni.
Expired Rice-A-Roni for Steven. Steven wanted this to be a prize. And then I found out it was expired. So.
Yeah. Unbelievable. So, get ready. Hit the call-in link. Nikki.
It's okay. It was the second. Do you believe these dates? Anyway, I digress.
Oh, man. So, Nikki, let's get to it. It's trivia time. All right. Let's see. Let's be waiting here. Now, here's the rules. If no one dials in, Nikki's got to
It's
answer
me.
questions. Lisa,
Hi,
checking in.
She wants the rice-a-roni.
Josh saying, what's up?
Hi, Josh.
And Lisa said she would gladly take the
Yeah.
expired rice-a-roni.
I mean, today is the 27th. This was the 2nd. It's only 3 weeks. I mean, it's rice. What is rice and some powder? Yeah,
Debatable.
whatever.
Uh,
Well, do you want me to do the first question? Maybe it'll inspire some people to call
yeah,
in.
we could start. Let's kick it open, Nikki.
Yeah.
First question. I think I ranked them like easiest to hardest.
Oh, okay. Give
So
me the easy one.
that's kind of.
Oh, now it's gonna be so
Oh,
bad.
you always get very easy. Remember Big Daddy?
Or then
Big
go-
Daddy? Yeah. He popping on his.
You give him the easy ones. Well, do you want me to do the hard one then? And
No,
then,
no. I'm just
and then
saying.
bring people in. Maybe I don't know. You dealer's
It's
choice.
also the same, which is good. It is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First question. Oh, wait. There we are. Nikki, which female WWE superstar won the inaugural Queen's Crown tournament in 2021? Is Queen the Ring Queen?
Is that what
What-
they called it? Queen's Crown?
What was it? A. Zelina Vega, B. Shayna Baszler, C. New Jersey native Liv Morgan,
This one's
or
hers.
D. Charlotte Flair?
Zelina Vega.
Nikki's saying A. Zelina Vega.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I don't remember it being 2021, but she was the queen. But then she was doing that whole gimmick. She was with Carmella before she had their first child. She's pregnant again with 4 years. Baby, I love that. I don't want to go through everything again and tell you why it's the wrong answer. Just it's Zelina.
All right, Nikki's saying Zelina. Nikki is 1 for 1.
Because she started talking with the posh accent. She started talking in like a fake British accent. I'm terrible at accents. I'm sorry if that offended
Yes,
anybody.
I do remember.
Did she like? Because her and Woods won the same year. It was like the first year they brought it back for a while, and they made the Queens one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which may or may not have to do with another question.
Oh, oops, spoiling.
You never know. Well, moving on. Question number 2.
Okay.
Which WWE legend declared himself the King of Hearts after winning the 1994 King of the Ring? Was it A, Bret
No.
Hart? Was it B, Owen Hart? Was it C, the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith? Or was it D, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, father of Natty?
No, did Bret win it? Bret won it in '94, and then Owen won it in '95 because he was like the King of Hearts, but wasn't like Owen like the King of the Black Hearts? Wasn't that a thing? Because then he was feuding with
I'm
Bret.
not helping answers.
Oh my
You
God.
have to think this out on your own. Or maybe the chat can give you some tips.
I don't know. I think it's got because then you say WWE legend, so I'm going, but then it's 2 8 questions in a row.
Well, so I changed the wording on this because I didn't like the way really, because some might. All right, the original wording I'll tell you said Hall of Famer, and I'm not certain this person's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, everyone's in the Hall of Fame except for Owen, and it's Bret. It's Bret. It's Bret. We're going Bret.
It was Owen Hart, the Black Heart,
I thought
the King of Hearts.
I knew I was gonna get my ears mixed up. Sorry, Grace.
Yeah, because Owen, because that was the whole heel Owen.
That was '94 though. I thought that was so much later.
Mm.
I don't know. You adding years is tripping me up.
Steven, you can dial in and
You
save it
should've.
because now Nikki's lost one. We still have 3 questions left.
Yeah, Steven.
I don't know if I have information.
I don't know. It's okay. It's between the two of them. It was obviously wasn't Bulldog or Jim. And
Good question. See, now they're asking questions. You can't ask the question.
All
right.
All right.
All right. Next question, Nikki. Steven's not saving you yet.
I guess maybe you saying legend threw me off because
Well, yeah, because I didn't know it said Hall of Famer, and I don't think
he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but I don't think Martha would like you calling him a WWE legend.
What pro wrestling legend?
Yeah. Did you not? We've watched that Dark Side of the Ring.
I know. God. On to the next question.
Okay.
Jeez.
Oh no. Whoa.
Here we go. More Bret Hart. This is why probably good Reese is in the chat. Reese is like your phone a friend on all these. On the first 30.
This should have been. I should have done his one, and he should have done this one.
Who did Bret Hart defeat in 1993 King of the Ring finals? Was it A, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, B, the Beast of the East, Bam Bam Bigelow, New Jersey native, C, Jerry the King Lawler, or D, Razor Ramon?
Because didn't he go into the program with Lawler after this? Because then Jerry was mad. I'm not going to say Lawler right 100 times. But wasn't Jerry mad that he was like, oh, I'm the king. You can't be the king. And that was their whole king feud and the whole foot fetish thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because then Bret won. And didn't he attack Bret up there?
Yes.
I feel like.
Yes. Yes, you are.
So
yeah.
I'm going.
Ooh, yeah, they are all. This is a very good question.
I want to say Mr. Perfect.
I'll give you.
I've literally said A for every question. But
I could give a hint on this.
No, I don't want
But I don't know if this is that bad to say. What I'll say about this question is that of the answers, there are multiple people in here that he is beaten in King of the Ring. And actually, in this particular year, there's multiple people particular year that he beats. So it is a very difficult question because 3 of the 4 answers he beat that year to become King of the Ring.
I don't want to take too long. I don't know. I'm in my brain. It's A or D. My brain wants to say, but I was like, oh, I saw that match. But like, I'm sure we put all we do is put wrestling on to go to bed. So it could be like, see it. I definitely saw it. I put this on going into tonight. The past couple weeks have been King of the Ring going to bed to, but I literally watch half a match and fall asleep to it. Oh, I don't want to take too long. I'm just gonna go Mr. Perfect. Tell me I'm wrong.
Bam Bam Bigelow. Yeah, I was surprised too because I thought for sure.
I thought you put that in there to throw me like just. Well, I guess you didn't make these for me. I was like, he just wants me to pick Bam Bam.
I made these for everybody.
Because.
Yeah, so that year Bret Hart ended up beating Razor Ramon, Mr. Perfect, and Bam Bam Bigelow. So it is a tough.
So I'm like, I saw that match.
Yeah,
but it wasn't the final.
It's a really.
And I knew it wasn't Jerry because that. Okay. Next time we do this, someone else has to call in.
Yeah. Well. Next time. Well, I threw it out last minute. We weren't sure if we were doing it, so.
I know this is a really. You think we have no production meetings?
This was no production.
Literally,
show. This was thrown together last minute. As much as I love Night of Champions, there's so many great storylines.
Yeah, sometimes.
So hopefully Sunday we'll have a little bit more production onto this show, and a little bit more.
All right. Was this my last one?
No.
Okay.
Nikki.
Oh, please, someone hit me with a chair and then take over.
Nikki.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Steven.
Steven.
You.
Howdy, folks.
All right, Steve. You're coming in as the phone a friend for these questions.
All right. Are these all derived from Bret Hart's Wikipedia page?
Mainly.
All right.
Well, from Bret Hart to one of your all-time favorites.
One of my all-time favorites, huh?
King Booker. In 2006, King Booker defeated in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Was it A, Bobby Lashley, B, Finlay, C, Matt Hardy, or D, Kurt Angle?
Oh, my. Pulled a fast one on me.
Yeah, no, you were thinking Bret Hart the whole way. You had all your Hart trivia ready, but no.
Yeah, heart related, yes. Oh, I don't know. I think Lashley was too new at that point. I don't know. I think I wouldn't say. Well, maybe it was Angle. I'm gonna guess Kurt Angle.
He's going Kurt Angle. Nikki, would you like to?
I was thinking because I was thinking was Angle and TNA at this point. Again, yours are throwing me off. For some reason, I'm in my brain is Kurt Angle.
No, I do know that he was in the WWE ECW, but right before he left, and that began in 2006, and that was a couple years along before he left. So he should still have been with WWE in 06.
I don't see Kurt Angle putting over Booker. So I think it's like Finlay. But again, I could be wrong. This is my blackout period.
That's fair. So Steven's saying Kurt Angle. Nikki, you're saying
I'm saying Fit Finlay.
Fit Finlay. Well, lady and gentlemen, it is in fact Bobby Lashley that Booker T defeated in the King of the Ring finals in 2006. Steven!
Well, Steven's like, oh, it was
You were
too
so
early. And I like
sustained.
agreed with you. And I was like, oh, that's too early for Bob. For Big Bob.
All right, Steven.
Oh, well.
Last one.
Yep.
Last one of the night.
You can do it, Steve.
I'll try to do better.
Who?
Oh, God.
I know. Well, this is where Lisa could really help. Who did Edge defeat? This is where I was hoping Lisa would be around. Who did Edge defeat in the 2001 King of the Ring final? Was it A, Kurt Angle, B, Rhino, C, Test, or D, Christian?
I feel I should defer this question to Lisa, especially since she really wants the rice. So,
Are you still with us? I know. She's working right now. And we're probably all in the background screaming for her. She's like probably checking in somebody.
yeah, she's just going to up.
No, it's
No, that's
the
what
old
we're
comment about the raceroni.
See, there you go.
Oh, there she is. Lisa.
All right. Let's.
I think it would be either A or C, but I think
I don't think it was Test, so I'll go with Angle again.
because I don't see it being Rhino or Christian because they were like I know.
I'm almost sure it wasn't Christian.
You think it's Test?
I think there's like
It
when
is
didn't
Test.
Test get like a weird push for like a hot second?
Well, that was when he was paired with Stephanie, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
no, this was
so,
before
right.
that because she was with Tess and they were supposed to get married and that's when Triple H came out and said that they were actually married and that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 99, wasn't it? That wasn't 2001.
I'm not good with years. That's why I just made this trivia.
I don't know.
So that other people could be.
I'm
So
gonna say Test.
Steven is saying Test. Nikki is saying.
No, I'm saying Test.
Sorry, Nikki's saying Test. Steven is saying Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Angle. He was still new. He probably needed to a little push to get over. I'm gonna say Angle.
Final answer.
I think.
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
It was, in fact,
no, that sounds about right.
Kurt Angle Steven, well done. Well played.
See, we needed you. As always, Steven.
There you go.
Well done. We'll catch you.
Thank you.
Later on.
Thank you.
Bid you adieu.
Ugh.
All right. Nicely done. Steven coming in to save the day.
As always.
As always.
Same
He's
stuff.
always ready.
Cause I'm always ready. I won't let you out of my sight.
All right, Nikki. Now, I'm doing a ricey roni. Let's get to it. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Go lay down.
WWE Night of Champions. We are here to preview it. We got 6 matches on the card. So we'll kick it right off. And again, open bar tonight. You feel good about something. You feel a point. You want to get out a quick rant about one of the matches. 30 seconds or less. Let us know. Call in. We'll do a quick rant. Open bar concept tonight. But we'll kick it right, as we always like to do, with the ladies. Oh, wait. First, sorry. I should recap the year. Nikki is the reigning champion. Stemming off of
What did you talk? Oh, from
Money in the Bank. Yeah, you went 3-1, so you
Mhm.
claimed the title. You're 21-10 for the year. I went 2-2, losing
Mm.
the prestigious title, but I am 22-9 for the year. So overall, I'm the champion. But again,
Also,
you have champion's advantage.
going
now
into
you're-
this, I think this is the first pay-per-view that we've done that you haven't told me your picks. So I'm going to learn these with everybody else.
Lisa's excited. She wants to race.
I know. I haven't. Lisa. Watch for your birthday. You're just getting boxes and boxes of rice-a-roni.
Expired racer. All right, let's kick it open with the ladies. We have Jade Cargill taking on Asuka in the women's the Queen of the Ring finals. Nikki, before we get to it, what are your thoughts on this?
Again, I know I really thought Stephanie Victoria was gonna be. I'm like, she's gonna come and she's gonna win the whole thing. But again, the winner of this match gets the for both the men's and the women's. If you win your respective king or queen in the ring, then you you have a title shot from your champion at SummerSlam. So then who is fighting Io or Tiffy? And to me, a match that I want to see is Asuka Io. Because they've been, in Damage Control, and like they weren't in NXT at the same time, and maybe they've wrestled I don't even know if they've wrestled against each other, because it wasn't in Asuka was was she with that with Io or Kyrie? I think it was Kyrie, because Kyrie came in with them, and it was like a will they won't they would Asuka join Damage Control when she whatever, but Io. Asuka's what I want to see. I don't want to see Tiffy Jade.
To your point, there's a lot of there's a lot of built-in storylines with Damage Control already.
Yes.
With Io Asuka. You also have Kyrie, who just came back from injury.
Yep.
And you can still make that a triple threat, feud. Similarly, now, so I like the idea that you could stretch that out, just like you've kind of been doing with the Bayley, Lyra, Becky situation. So. But similarly, you have the same situation on the other side with Jade Cargill, right? I know Bianca's been injured, so I don't know when Bianca's coming back, but you still have that triple threat looming eventually. And my question is, do we see Naomi interfere in this match? Because she has this, feud going on with Jade for years now. So, does Naomi interfere in this match?
It's too early.
Because they've been battling back and forth. They've still been fighting.
No, I guess that's my worry. Are they going to give it to Jade to go against Tiffy at SummerSlam to have Naomi cash in? As much as I would love to see Naomi with another run, I don't want Tiffy to not have the belt right now. And then again,
fair, but I don't know. Tiffy's a face champion, and I don't like her as a face champion. So,
No,
I think she needs to drop the belt anyhow.
I think she needs a heel, like a good heel. Again, Charlotte wasn't it. Like, that's what they wanted. They wanted Charlotte to be the baby face and Tiffy to be the heel in that feud, and no one's going to cheer Charlotte as a face. I think they need to maybe have Jade heel at some point. Just thinking of her AEW reign, of her being that dominant streak, she wasn't really a face. I don't really as her like a girl, like a good girl,
were they called
like,
baddies or something? Is that her thing? Right, with Red Velvet or whatever she was called, right? Red Velvet. Was it Red Velvet? Yeah, Red Velvet. Yeah. I think
yes, it was the baddie. She had like the baddie section.
Yeah.
And it was like the TBS was that bitch show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, her being like a goodie against Tiffy, like, there's that dynamic doesn't make sense to me. And then, like, match wise, I don't. Ugh. To me, a more exciting thing, maybe it will, on that side, will be face and face. I know that it upsets you, but you could also turn Asuka heel. I want to see Io Asuka. So, in this, I have Asuka. And I think coming back from injury, being out so long, this is like a. Like, thank you for your service sort of deal. Because maybe she doesn't even beat Io at SummerSlam, but I just think this is more exciting.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Steven saying Asuka didn't come back right at the start of this tournament to job to Jade. Yeah. That's.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I don't know. These are two very dominantly, strongly built females in this division, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this match plays out, because Asuka's phenomenal in the ring, and Jade's improved, but she's very green still in a lot of ways. So I'm curious how this match is gonna go down stylistically. But
which I also forgot because they brought it up. Who was it? Corey or Cole? Whoever. They're like, oh, they have history, and I was like, how do they have history? And I completely forgot. I guess because I said that to you, I forgot how long Jade's been here. That they were feuding with her and Kyrie over the tag belts, and they had the 3-way at Glasgow.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, I forgot. Like, Jade's been here for a while.
Was that how? Yeah, that was how the Island
and Alba got the thing. But I was just like, I completely forgot that it feels like Jade's been here for that long. Because Asuka's out for over a year. Yeah,
Asuka's out for long.
Yeah, it's definitely over a year, I believe. But anyway, I want to see it on Asuka. I think we owe you. We did you dirty when you win the Royal Rumble.
Nikki, someone wants in on the conversation.
Oh,
just say it with me. Josh. Josh.
Hello, sir.
How goes it, guys? How are you doing?
Happy Friday, dude.
I am out here in the great state of Michigan, the upper part of Michigan, out in the wilderness. I'd show you guys it, but, it's just trees. You guys have all seen trees before. So, anyways, so I'm in total agreement with Nikki on this one. I think Asuka's the way to go. I think it's so smart of them to put Asuka in with Jade in an important tournament, the finals of it, establishing the queen, the empress of the ring, I should say. And I think they're really going with that because they've really been hitting that tagline with Asuka. Anytime she's around, they say empress of the ring. And it's got a nice ring to it. But I think it's really smart because Asuka's going to be able to highlight Jade and kind of take away some of those criticisms that I know a lot of us have said about Jade. I think Jade's doing fantastic. I don't think AEW did her any favors. So the fact that she's at this stage now in her career, after kind of basically having to start all over and relearn a whole different company's way they go about their stuff. I kind of like where you guys are going with the possibility of Naomi maybe doing a little, how you say, fuckery. I think that would be fun. But I don't think it's needed in this one. I think these two women are going to do a phenomenal match. I'm super pumped for this match out of the whole PLE, just to be honest. I think this is going to be one of my favorite ones out of the night.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely got a lot of potential because they're both tremendously athletic, right? Like, and we're just waiting for that big breakout match for Jade. And Asuka's such a pro that she could be the one to deliver it for her.
I agree on that. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just saying, like, I think Asuka's gonna take her, have an incredible match with her. I just don't want her to win. I don't know. I just feel like she doesn't need this right now, and I feel like Asuka coming back and she needs to kind of, that word like momentum. Like, I feel like Asuka needs this more than Jade does because Jade still has that built-in storyline. Yeah. This will propel Asuka to have a storyline.
Yeah, and I agree with you with your talk on Tiffy also. I don't think Tiffy needs to drop that belt right now. I like her with it. I do agree with what you're saying, Nick. You don't want to see her as a face champion. It's ran its course, pretty much. I think that's what I'm hearing from you. But in the same sense, she's still, when she comes out, when two other women are arguing over something, and Tiffy comes out and reminds them, hey, this is Tiffy time. What the hell are you two doing? What's that matter? It's still impactful. And I think that speaks volumes to Tiffany's progression in WWE.
No.
I watched their press conference at Fanatics Fest, and when she came out, like that, she's a huge pop.
No, I'm not.
And then it was just like, what time is it? Everyone's just like, Tiffy, like, I don't know. I think it's way too early. As much as I want Naomi to have a thing, it's too early to take it off, Tiffy.
No, I understand both of your points on it. It's a fair enough point, but I think, Josh is I think Josh is in agreement, but Josh, Nikki and I are in agreement that we got Asuka.
Oh, you are picking up. That whole time you were talking like you were picking.
I'm just presenting. I just present the options because there's so many ways you could go on this.
And this whole time, I legit thought you were picking Jade. That's why.
That's part of it. You just never know. You just never know, Josh. That's part of the game. Josh, thanks for chiming in. Hopefully, chime in again. As we have the call-in section, we're doing a bunch of matches tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, he's got to fire up his rocket ship. Nikki just whispered to me off screen. I don't know why she whispered.
I literally whispered to him like this. And I was like, I don't know why I just did that. I am on my second cocktail. It's been a fucking week. So cheers, my babies.
Cheers. It has been a week, but again, can't thank you all for making this the highlight of my week each and every week.
Our week.
Yes.
Mine too.
Yeah. The things you love with the ones you love. So thank you all. But Nikki, we move on to another family with a little bit of drama on their end. So we have Solo Sikoa taking on Jacob Fatu, challenging for the U.S. Championship. Nikki, what are your expectations, your thoughts on this match?
I think this one might be underrated. If we cast our minds back, Solo did beat John Cena in this country. I think I miss his afro, but I think we haven't seen it lately because it's not how his character's been, but like he can actually wrestle. He is a Samoan. I think him having the dance, and we say that having the dance partner of Jacob, I think it's going to be a really fun match. And I think it'll be a lot of, like Solo ducking and jiving him. And I think in the past, I would say 2 months, like, where has this Solo been? Him making the jokes and like, this personality came out. I was like, we needed this a year ago, buddy. But like him kind of coming out of his shell and having more of a personality now, I'm finding him like more interesting.
He's funny. He's entertaining.
Yeah, he's like,
it's entertainment. At the end of the day, it's entertainment.
Exactly.
He's entertaining.
And I think he's gonna dodge and duck, and like Jacob's just gonna go after him.
So the first question is: he does have an ally. Does JC Mateo get involved in this match?
It is just a straight up. There's no stip on. Ooh, hiccup. There's no stip on this one.
No, I think yeah.
Well, obviously JC's gonna be there. I think they're already getting involved. I think that's what when you talked about Naomi coming out. I think there's a bunch of matches, especially this one's gonna have a lot of shenanigans that we don't need Naomi in that one. But I think JC is 100% getting involved.
Yeah, because there is tension between JC, Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo, and Jacob Fatu, which is a match that needs to happen. JC Mateo is getting brought in similarly as almost like an enforcer, the secondary enforcer for this. So the question is JC Mateo the new enforcer of the new bloodline, whatever, bloodline 2.0, Solo's bloodline, right?
Because really it'd be all three enforcers at this point. Like Solo was the original, and then he brought in Jacob as his enforcer, and now that they're at odds, then he brought in JC. But
yeah, so he brought in JC, but there's also one name that is looming. We've been talking about this for months, and that name is Hikuleo. Does Hikuleo show up?
Reports are that he's in Saudi Arabia. You're not going to fly him out in what is going on in the world, which I don't really want to talk about. He has to come out.
Yeah, he's huge.
And he's again. How do you fight Jacob? You need to bring in the reinforcements and bring in your bigums. Like he's
7 foot tall.
Yeah,
and you can't teach that.
So yeah, I think that is my crazy prediction. That again, I love Jacob Fatu. I don't think Jacob needs the belt. I think he had a great Mania moment, but I think JC's gonna involved. I think Hikuleo's gonna come out. I would love to see the Tongans come back. I don't know how long they're supposed to be out for, but have the whole family. It takes the whole family to come back together to take out Jacob, to put the belt on Solo, and then have Jacob kind of have to fight back through the bloodline to get back to Solo.
The are healthy. I love that.
To get back to Solo.
Which is fair, but I don't think there's enough room. I don't think there's enough time to SummerSlam to do that, because if you're going to go and bring in Hikuleo right now, you got to give him some time as an enforcer to build himself up, a couple of weeks at least.
Oh yeah, well that would be like the last one. He's got to go through like Tama Tonga, then Tongaloa, and then JC. And then
but you still have to. So to your point, you still have to bring them all back by one.
Yeah, in my brain, they're all showing up tonight.
Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow night. Sorry.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Well, it could be. I don't know. Time's a construct. Wobbly wobbly. But I think you have the whole family come out. Again, it's going to take the whole family to take down Jacob for Solo to win. And then I think you have him run back through the people. Again, that's 2 months away.
Yeah, I mean, 2 months. No, it's August. SummerSlam's August 2nd. It's a month away.
All right, well, then maybe they don't have a match at SummerSlam. But it's 2 nights. There's going to be a match at SummerSlam. I know.
Yeah, no, I don't think you have enough time, because if you're going to bring Hikuleo into this situation.
But you can't. Why would you introduce a new heavy and have him not make an impact? He comes out, hits Jacob with a charity laughs, and then it's going to make your new enforcer look like dog shit.
No, Hikuleo didn't show. The actual person, I think, if Hikuleo does show up, like we're discussing, that looks poorly is JC Mateo, because he was just brought in as the new enforcer. So unless you're telling Mateo is going to be part of, which I mentioned this to you, I actually thought JC Mateo might actually be someone who could be tagged with Tama Tonga, and they're going to get rid of Tongaloa and not really have the duty, and that's the actual tag team in this Solo bloodline.
The GOD together. I don't know. I just don't.
I mean, I know they're a tag team, they're successful in New Japan, but some teams don't you could put new people together. There's a lot like how many. It's a great example of this. A team that was on the Indies that I thought was going to come to WWE and they're going to put them together and they're going to be great. Was the Kings of Wrestling, right? Was it Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli? They were phenomenal on the Indies, and I thought they were going to get together in WWE, and they never put them together. And they both did. I mean, well, Chris Hero didn't really do anything, but like Claudio did great.
Cassius Ohno.
Yeah, Cassius Ohno, the original KO.
No.
So yeah, I guess that is the question. But ultimately, Nikki, who do you have?
I'm going controversial. I want to go solo.
You're going solo?
I'm going solo.
See, what's fun about these shows is I get to then use this drop.
He chose poorly.
Again, if Jacob retains, I'm fine with that. Again, I'm okay with being wrong on these.
Because Nikki, I disagree. I think Jacob Fatu is retaining, and this is going to be an interesting one, and maybe it builds up towards the SummerSlam title change for Solo. To me, this is you can't just take the belt off him if you just gave it to him.
I don't think his character needs the belt. I think the chicken shit heel that Solo is playing, him having the belt, even like I don't know, trying to get back and forth. Like I don't know. I feel like Solo's character needs it more.
I mean, usually a heel with the title always works out better, but again, like the jealousy, like maybe I think maybe tomorrow afternoon night is a situation where Solo falls short and he realizes he needs the help.
Then why did you fly out Hikuleo to Saudi Arabia?
To get the feeling for what's next. I don't know. Maybe he beats him up after the match. After he loses and he realizes he needs him.
But if you have to do it in your back pocket, you would have him come out and help you win the goddamn belt.
You would? Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes these guys come out and like or like a Big Show situation where he some inadvertently helps him win.
No, because then again it makes your new enforcer look shitty. I don't know. I think this is gonna be a fun little underrated match. Again, like I'm predicting Solo, but I wouldn't be mad if Jacob retains.
Fair enough. Moving along, second ladies match of the evening. Rhea Ripley against Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. Anticipating that they probably wanted to get, in my opinion, Rhea just on the card, another big name for this card.
So rumors was it was supposed to be Liv was supposed to have a match against Io. But obviously Liv got injured, so then they slated this in instead.
Right. So again, as a filler, again the Liv Morgan.
I think you're doing it a disservice of calling it filler when there's so much storyline.
There is
in this.
I mean, they built up a decent enough storyline for it to be its own match, but I don't know. I'm not 100% like I love to see Raquel get her day in there, her moment, and she did well. She did very well on Raw, I thought, with the promo, because you and I were talking about that, like where she stood on like by herself, because really everyone's kind of been talking for her for a while.
Yeah,
I love her putting Rhea through the table with Roxanne, and that actually does beg the question: does Roxanne get involved?
Well, I think because I forgot that they did have a feud in NXT. And Raquel, they had a street fight in NXT. Raquel won. It's the last time Raquel has ever beat Rhea. But I forgot that was canon. I don't know. Because again, there's so much storyline stuff. Because obviously Liv is out. So we have to rewrite the script. So I think, again, they had this cute little hug moment. I think Roxanne is going to take place of Liv, and then Liv and Raquel are going to be tag champions going into
Roxanne and Raquel. Arnold.
What did I say?
Liv and Raquel.
Sorry. That's what I said to you. I literally said there's Raquel, Roxanne, and Rhea, and I'm going to get this all wrong on the podcast. Rodriguez and Perez are going to be the women's tag team champions going forward. I think you absolutely see Roxanne coming out. Because I think, and I went back and forth, and I literally, when I texted you my picks, I went back and forth on this one because kind of how I guess my predictions are. I'm like, is it too heel heavy? Do you get Rhea the big pop in Saudi Arabia? But storyline wise, it makes more sense for Roxanne to come out to help Raquel, and they become Biffles. And then they got the storyline to go to Evolution.
Right. No, that's fair. I mean, yeah, there's both sides, and actually that's why I really didn't. I was struggling with this one too, because you can build up Raquel,
and then I watched
so much stronger. You build up that storyline so much stronger by giving her a victory in this situation versus Rhea getting the Rhea pop.
Right. Because I don't know. I watched that after, because it went live this morning, but I watched it later, that they had their kickoff thing when Michael Cole comes out and talks to everybody. There was a stare down between the two of them. Raquel came out first and like cut like a little promo, and she actually again felt a little stronger on the mic. I'm not saying she's incredible, but better than she's been. And again, and she's never gotten the opportunity. So her coming out, and she was kind of getting booed, and she was like yelling at them, like kind of like Dom would. It's like, oh, like I'm trying to talk, like shut your mouth, and just like you like yelling back at the crowd. So she was showing more personality. And then Rhea came out, and they had the stare down. Of course, then Rhea kind of got the last word in that stand down. But it's just like they are just like.
Well, because Rhea's always going to get that because she's a better.
Exactly, agreed. But looking at them like size wise, they're the same.
No, it was like when she first got brought in as the heavy for Liv. It was so perfect with that.
Yeah.
Was it the Dom?
Yes, when she was a little bit early.
Match? Yeah.
She was like 30 seconds too early.
It made a lot of sense for the storyline. It made a lot of sense for what they're doing to move forward. I do worry a lot about what you say about like it's a face pop. You need to get a face pop in Riyadh just to have at least a feel good moment because John Cena's a heel now, so it's
I'm like, oh, did I pick too many minis? But I think there's gonna be one that will save us all. So I am going Raquel Rodriguez. I'm glad she did join up with Liv because her just being like, I have a sexy back was not working for anybody. When she was just like that smiling thing, and she did that.
Everyone did that. Even when Bobby Lashley did it, it's like I don't get it. You're turning your back, your face, and everything to me.
I know. It's like I don't care. You have a back dimple. Like get out of here. Like. This just suits her so much more, and I'm rooting for her as much as I know. Lisa's probably mad at us. I love Rhea. We all love Mommy, but I think storyline.
Right, Murdoch. Only jobbers don't smash the like button. Smash the old like and subscribe. I gotta throw in, and we haven't done it in a while. Actually, no. Do we go, Nikki? Old school or new school?
Oh, I don't know what we're talking about, but let's go old school, baby.
Okay.
This is WWE Hall of Famer Fred Ottman, and you're watching Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. Yeah.
Be like Uncle Fred. Watch Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Typhoon. Yeah. Big waves coming at you. Yeah. But yes, Nikki and I both agree. Excuse me. That Raquel Rodriguez, due to the storyline purposes, is going to be the winner.
Yeah, but again, if Rhea wins, I'll be like, of course.
I know. Face pop. All right, Nikki.
Oh,
we finally got a Karrion Kross match. Where's Ed?
Oh my god!
I feel like this is like the bat. It's like say his name and he appears for Steven, but like I feel like this is like throwing up the bat signal. This or like a Darby Allin thing is like throwing up the bat signal for Ed on the show.
Our dear friend Ed really loves Karrion Kross. So he's been pushing Karrion Kross. I want to say for over a year
since the show started. He's basically come on and is like Karrion Kross.
And then he's got me on the bandwagon. And I watched the documentary and all this other stuff. I think I might have just been everywhere. I'm so excited for them to have this match. I guess the rumor of the day is Karrion Kross going to take a back bump or a bump because apparently he doesn't do that. And then I saw a bunch of clips on X or Twitter or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is weird. But if anybody can bring anybody to a match, it's Sami Zayn. For sure. And I think maybe again, I keep saying this little for the other match, maybe this is the underrated match. Maybe Sami is going to carry Karrion Kross. Here. To have this amazing match, and they're all gonna bump like crazy people. But it's Sami in Saudi Arabia. Girl.
Yeah.
Girl. This is your big face pop. Because again, at
you think this is the biggest pop?
Because I honestly forgot about this match. But I think this is probably also because watching the kickoff show, again, he obviously speaks Arabic. He cut a whole promo to the crowd, and the crowd went crazy. And like they do love him. Whatever things happen, and he's allowed to go there now. He's always won there. I think that train keeps him moving.
Yeah.
As much as I think Karrion Kross does need this, but
he needs it so much more.
He needs it more, but
so much more.
I think this is going to be the big babyface pop of the night. I wouldn't be surprised if they open
this Kross's evaluation for a contract renewal since he's up next week.
Yeah, I think
he's going to be a big time.
Sami is going to carry him through an amazing match. But he's not winning. Honestly, I would see this opening, to be honest. Start it with a big babyface pop of like Sami winning in front of everybody. He's going to come out and talk to the crowd. I don't know. Karrion Kross needs it, and I get it. And I do want him to get re-signed and him to get a push. But it's Sami and Saudi. Sorry. Sami all day.
Yeah, let us know who you got winning this match. You got Sami or Karrion Kross. To me, I really want to see Karrion like just feel like he goaded him into this match, and him and Scarlett got him, like he's like got him, like he said on Raw or whatever it was. But to me, yeah, like because of the fact, and the other thing is, with this match, he's had issues with the Alliance, so the Alliance could show up in this theory. I don't know if they've flown out there, but could members of the Alliance
could he be the fourth man?
Who, Sami? Or Karrion?
Karrion.
Karrion is a fourth, and then Scarlett.
Because everyone was saying, like Paige or Ricky Saints. Would it be crazy if Karrion Kross joins them?
Karrion is, and having like two couple, when Becky eventually joins, and having a two.
Like, not mad at it.
That would be a unique group that WWE hasn't really seen before, and it would get over, like, it's so interesting, too, because, like, those guys are, like, muscle upon muscle. Like all three of them near Rollins are so jacked.
I know we're not doing our normal podcast tonight.
Wait, I just want to finish this.
Go ahead.
I don't think it'll happen for this reason.
Okay.
Karrion Kross's character makes more sense because he's a manipulator. He's the devil's advocate character that Sean O'Hara did back in the early odds with Roddy Piper. And I think that he proves he's psychologically stronger on his own. And it gives you an idea that path to making him his own single star. So, to me, yeah, I don't see him joining the Alliance, but I could see the Alliance because of the fact that Sami's had these issues, and I think Sami, it looks like LA Knight now is part of that. Maybe CM Punk, Penta. Like there's 4 or 5 guys that are involved in that whole anti-Alliance feud.
I know. I just feel like there's so many of, like, Seth doesn't have a match, Becky doesn't have a match. Like, you're not going to fly that whole team out there,
right?
For just to run it on this match.
Well, no, maybe not the whole team, but maybe like you get Heyman and Bronson, and Bronson gives a tsunami, or Braun Breaker gives a spear, or whatever. I don't know.
I will quickly. I know we're
Murdog's put up a good question. Do you think Kross is carrying?
I did say it because of the pun of carrying. I don't think necessarily as carrying him through a match. Like I know he can wrestle. I just think all the news that has been coming out this week is just like that people don't like working with Kross because he doesn't bump. And then there's been so many clips posted online that he weirdly took that one bump that he just like fell on his legs. And then someone was like, oh, Kross rather break his legs than take a back bump. And So that was my pun there. Again, I'm hoping they will have like a good match together. Not necessarily Sami Karrion, but Sami's such that technician, and like there was the fight. It was like Finn, Sami, Seth, and there was a other person because it was this tag match, and something went wrong in the match, and there was all this back and forth that backstage after the match in Gorilla, they were all screaming at each other because they messed something up. And it was just like, no, they both all care too much. And apparently there's also a thing that Sami's very like particular, like we're going to do sort of kind of like a Macho Man thing that like this is what we're doing. And if that doesn't go to plan, then it gets upset. So I think maybe someone with that mindset for the fans will make Karrion look good.
Yeah.
So maybe Karrion again with the fun bun, but I don't know. Fun bun. When you're all about dad jokes.
Yeah, fun bun. But ultimately, who you got, Nikki? You got.
I'm going Sami and Saudi.
Sami and Saudi, I agree. I just don't think there's going to be much.
As much as I do love Karrion Kross, and again, I want him to get re-signed. I want him to get a push. I want him to get a thing. But Sami, this is going to be your big baby face. I think that it should open, but Sami.
It would be. It'd be nice, but we'll see. All right, Nikki. 2 matches left. I chose to go with the King of the Ring. Because I don't think it's going to work for Cena, brother.
Oh, no. Punk Cena's going on last, baby.
So we get to the King of the Ring match. A lot of history here. We've been waiting to see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. We thought it was going to happen while Cody was champion. Not happening while Cody's champion. But it's going to happen for a shot at the championship. Nikki, what is your thoughts on this match?
I wanted to see this match. I want to watch this match. I don't want to have the stipulation of King of the Ring. Neither of them needs that moniker or needs a way to get to the title shot for Cena. You don't need to win this tournament to get to Cena. Again, it's Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. You can just call your shot like Cena did for the Elimination Chamber. Neither of them need this at all. Like I said last week, this should be built like we talked about in the trivia. Like the first woman with Selena, like that should have been a slingshot. When they gave it to Xavier Woods, like that was like his one thing. He wanted to be King of the Ring. Like this is someone like more a mid-card state. And I know that's a little bit contradictory because I don't think Asuka's mid-card to me. But again, someone that maybe because it's so new for the women, but like again, Jade and Asuka has never been in the tournament. Again, Jade's never been champion. Asuka hasn't been champion in a very long time. And they also did her very dirty with all her title reigns. Like this feels like a thank you, and you're gonna get a great match at SummerSlam. Someone else in the men's division needs that, not these two.
No, that's fair. Yeah, you could put over a lot of other younger talent.
Yes,
that could be more deserving,
like
or more beneficial.
Cody beat Mello. Cody beat, or like maybe not like Aleister Black, but again, Cody Aleister Black. That was some beauty back.
Yeah, Steven's saying the same thing that I agree with. It'd be a better match if there's a blood feud behind it, which I think will eventually happen. Yeah, like families, there's so much. Lisa agrees with you.
You're welcome.
She's a believer.
Baby.
But yeah, to me, it's tough because
I like both of them. I want to see this match. It doesn't need to have the stipulation.
Murdoch, everyone knows all you have to do is interrupt the champion on Raw or SmackDown following appeal.
Exactly. But for this, it's like, again, how are you feeling about this? Who's the face? Who's the heel on this?
It's two faces. It's two faces going to win King of the Ring, and it's just it's somewhat of a wasted match because, like, I think one of them more likely, like, they had the moment months back of maybe it was last year with Kevin Owens and all that stuff. But like
it was right before Mania.
Yeah, and that was the moment to turn like Orton heel and like have Orton be a challenger for Rhodes while Rhodes was champion. That's what I think made a lot of sense to me at the time. Now here we are. The other component to this within the match and my expectations for the match is something that might happen is similarly to the previous match with Sami Zayn. Like, could the Alliance also show up? Because again, they had that showdown with Cody a couple weeks back and Jay where he backed them down. He backed Seth Rollins off of Jay.
I think Seth is more the world title, the Gunters, that crowd. I don't see him getting involved in this. Because again, if Jay would have been in this, then Jay would have went. It would have been Jay Gunter, not fucking Goldberg. We'll get there in a couple weeks. But then you would have Jay going after that, and I think that's why he went after them, because Seth wants that belt. I don't think we're gonna see a Seth John Cena thing.
No. Well, but he could cash in on him.
Yeah, but I'm just like it doesn't make any sense.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. Heel cashing in, heel doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, but I just
they have the unspoken agreement, so to speak. But I mean, in terms of like, I'm super excited because, again, these two great workers, like
good friends.
Yeah, and
obviously, Randy kind of lifted him up. Like legacy and all that stuff.
And I just think that, still even at Orton's, whatever he is, 40 something, like in the prime of his career, still like putting up phenomenal matches. And this is gonna be a great old school match.
Yeah.
And that's what I anticipate. But yeah, I think there could be shenanigans just because it's two faces going at it, and just to add a little intrigue.
Well, I guess then do you get a little, because it's obviously it'd be so easy for Randy to slip into heel mode. But again, it made me think of this because I watched KO was just on Cody Rhodes' podcast where they get drunk on they weren't on a bus, but anywhoosies, there were so many little glimpses and hints during that Cody KO feud that is Cody not turning, but getting a little dirtier, meaning a little more of his Homelander is coming out. Could you see? And they both kind of said it like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get that belt back or to fight Cena again. Do they both sort of start getting chippy?
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, and then
like I don't know,
dirty
it up. What did Booker say? It
well, because
you got dirty. You got to get a little dirty.
But yeah, no, I mean, and especially if you want to like try and tread water to keep Cody away from Cena until he eventually takes the belt back, like maybe a feud for 2 months with him and Orton in the fall, in the SummerSlam and into the fall works. I don't know. It is a very viable.
I think that's the problem, because again, this is for the SummerSlam match with John Cena. Well, I guess we'll get there with the champion.
With a champion.
Yeah. But they both said if they're winning, they're going for Cena. But I guess technically they're both SmackDown, even though they flirt around. We got that fun nostalgia thing. That's so crazy that Randy's a face and Cena's a heel. What wackiness. I don't need to see that again. So then, if they run that back again, I'm going to be so angry. So I am going Cody. That's going to be the SummerSlam match. They're going to run it back. Because I don't think there's enough there in the tank to do Randy Cena again. Again, this is your farewell tour. Let's hit all the hits. You already hit. You and Randy already did your thing. Let's not do that again.
That's fair. That's a fair.
I don't think we saw that match 4,694 times. I don't want to see it again.
Well, let's know before I let my pick out in the chat who you got, Cody or Randy. Do you have Cody becoming King of the Ring and then adding that to his legacy, King of the Ring, 2-time Royal Rumble winner, WWE champion, all this?
IC champion. He brought back that beautiful white belt that they promptly got rid of. It makes me sad.
But ultimately, I agree with Nikki. I think Cody Rhodes is. Look at how dapper he looks in this. King of the Ring.
So Homelander.
He did win the Crown Jewel title too. I wonder because you get to keep these belts. I think.
No, it was the post press conference. Him and Liv were backstage, and they put the belt in the whatever
The
they
glass case.
the WWE experience over there. Like, I would never want to go over there. It's too scary. But I would love to kind of just be in that building, and then, like, if I had a TARDIS, I would get my TARDIS, I would fly over there, see that exhibit.
A tortoise?
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor Who fans. It's probably just me. It's a TARDIS. It's a doctor with a box.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Didn't I make you watch an episode?
Probably, but I'm pretty sure I didn't like it and it wasn't memorable to me. So,
Anywho, I'm sure there's probably no one else that watches Doctor Who on this.
Nope.
But it's a time machine shaped like a.
so it's called Doctor Who because nobody knows who he is.
Well, yeah, well, that's kind of the point, baby. But okay, well, let's not.
Oh, well,
yes, thank you, Leith. It's a TARDIS. Anywho, like, this podcast is nerdy enough. I don't need to bring up British television. Yes, like Bill and Ted.
There you go. See?
Different phone boxes.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's keep this on track. Somewhat.
Lord, I'm sorry.
Main event, let's get to it. Nikki, John Cena defending the WWE title at Night of Champions against his arch nemesis.
I can't believe we're here. And oh, girl, I know, like, this is very different for us this week that we're not kind of doing a recap of things. But if you have not, and then I don't know why you're listening to us talk if you have not, you watched John Cena cut that pipe bomb promo last week. Girl. Go back and watch that. I think everyone was like, oh, it's the best promo that heel Cena ever cut. I think it's probably John Cena's best promo, period.
Which, I don't know what that... I wouldn't. I don't know. I mean, I can't think of a John Cena promo that I really remember.
Exactly.
Like,
you're going to remember this one forever.
Just because recently, not necessarily. When I look back, like, if
but
you
like,
maybe
the one he cut on Roman when he's like, what was it? He's like, they asked me back because you can't do the job or whatever. I don't know, whatever that.
Cancer Man Punk. Meridian, I don't know. Sure. He calls him Cancer Man Punk. I guess because backstage Cancer Man now.
Well, Seth Rollins called him a cancer. That was the whole big thing. He's like, Punk, we don't want you here. And that was honestly part of Seth's promo on Monday. It was like,
That's right, I remember.
Like, I made Seth Rollins, obviously. I made Roman Reigns. I made Cody Rhodes.
Ed's back. Go away, Phil. Go away. Ed, you better call in because you totally missed your moment.
You missed the huge. Again, we need to hear all your thoughts on Sami and Karrion because we were yelling for you when we talked about that a couple minutes ago. But again, at the press conference this morning, CM Punk apologized for the infamous tweet. And
there you go, another Doctor Who. Of course, the
thank you. Crew. Joho. Any whoosies. But again, I really would love to go see that. I don't think I can take the flight or really want to, it scares me. But if I had a little wobbly wall lady over there.
So overall, again, Cena's been, he's retiring, so he's not in the prime of his career by any stretch. But the expectations for and CM Punk's older too now. He's in his, so again, the expectations for this match in terms of, performance, like what do you really think
their little
you can get at it?
Smidgel that they had at Elimination Chamber was so good. Because you remember when they looked at each other like, oh, we've been here before, we've done this, and there was a little bit of this, and like, oh, I'm gonna get you off the A, and I'm gonna get you into the go to sleep. There was a little bit of a thing, and then when Seth did do the stomp, and then he put him in the XTF, and he was like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like this, and I hope this is going to be the best match we've seen from Cena in this farewell tour. Because again, I think we can all agree that Mania match, not great. Randy was a little better.
Yeah, but it's going to be a slow-paced moving match. I expect a lot of callbacks to things that they've done. You know what I think would be kind of... So...
Okay.
And again, I've mentioned this because this group is, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, you're doing it again about the alliance, but like,
they can't interfere in every single match.
Not in every match, but could you see a situation? Just hear me out.
I hate it immediately because I have my theory. You tell me yours, and I'll tell you mine.
All right. Could Seth Rollins cash in Money in the Bank on a CM Punk? Let me present a scenario to you. CM Punk defeats John Cena. Somehow in an epic match, he defeats John Cena. Okay? And at the end of all of this beatdown, Rollins comes out. And remember, and over the weekend at Fanatics Fest here in New Jersey, New York, whatever it was, Javits Center, New York, they had another altercation that went viral online. So imagine a scene where, and the pure shock of CM Punk winning in Saudi Arabia against John Cena, unlikely to win, and then you get a cash in with Seth Rollins coming out and doing the infamous CM Punk kiss goodbye to him and just walking out. That scene to me would be pretty epic.
You would have to rearrange so many things. Because that is this quote unquote SmackDown belt. You're not having Seth and Punk on SmackDown. So then you'd have to, it'd be too much. I don't know.
It'd be a nice swerve in this whole
it'd be a thing that happened. I don't know.
It'd be something you don't see other than like, because this is a nostalgia match, 150%. So to me, it would add a twist to this match that you don't see coming.
Well, I have another twist for you, my love. Cast your minds back to the last time these two fought at Night of Champions. Let me remind you, all four shoulders were down. You're thinking, Cena won. He got the belt back from Punk. But then the referee was like, nah, brother. Your shoulders are down. Double count out. Or not a double count out. A draw. Punk kept the belt. And then it was like a ha-ha of him laughing up the ramp. Do you run that back but reverse it? All four shoulders are down. Punk think he wins. The crowd was kind of mixed. Do the crowd go crazy? And then for, I'm assuming Mike Rome's going to be there. Or maybe Alicia Taylor, or whoever the announcer. We'll find out. But it's just like, it's like, it was like, actually, then they say that John Cena won because if it's the draw, then draw goes to the champion, then they run it back. And also a little caveat, I believe it's the 14 year anniversary of the original pipe bomb. So again,
again leads to my theory that maybe Seth Rollins can walk out with it.
Can I also just say one thing? Again, they taped SmackDown today in Saudi Arabia. I know there's been some spoilies out there. I sort of spoiled one thing myself. If when we talk or things in the chat, I don't want to get too spoily.
Steven says, Cena wins thanks to Dick from Paw Patrol. Distraction, interference, confusion. Oh, that's what Dick stands for.
Yes, that's a Simon.
Ed loves Paw Patrol. You're getting that over. There you go. Yeah. Again, so I just think there's a lot of shenanigans that could go on in this match. But ultimately, Nikki, I do tend to agree with you. I don't think John Cena is losing the belt as much as.
No, it's not happening. Again, I think Cody's gonna win, and they're gonna run it back at SummerSlam, and then I don't think you're gonna finish out this whole tour of him being an actual heel. I don't think, because he's adamant that he's like, I'm done. In December, I am done. I don't think you're gonna have him end as a heel on his last day. So we did 6 months of him, or a little more than 6 months of him being a baddie, or I guess because of whatever. And then had the last couple of months maybe, trying to redeem himself. I don't know. But as much as I would like Punk with the belt, Not today, ladies.
What's up, Dark Viper?
Oh my
Viper
gosh.
McKay. That's a long name. Especially after color. Punk's my picks and some D1 scene. I just love that.
Again, I don't know, because honestly, Punk, and I think I've probably told this story, but CM Punk is the reason why I had a couple gap years. But it was literally the match of them at Money in the Bank. A friend of mine was just like, "Oh my God, Nick, you need to see this. You would love CM Punk. You need to watch this." And then it was just like that. CM Punk got me back into wrestling. And then brought me to you, baby cakes.
Exactly. Well,
So,
Ed says the same thing.
yeah, like literally, like Ed, literally Mike was like, "You need to watch this. You would absolutely love him." And that got me like right back, like literally that July, right? Because it was in June and like that, whatever. But it was like basically a couple weeks after that, like I started watching wrestling.
So
I've been here ever since.
yeah, it's interesting. Let us know who you got winning, John Cena or CM Punk. Do you have something different? Got a new friend in the chat. Dark Viper said he's got CM Punk because he hates John Cena so much.
And I was really confused because when I first kind of came back and I was like, why do they hate this guy so much? And then now rewatching things and being, I was like, oh, I get it. I was gonna say something else. I completely forgot what it was.
John Cena, CM Punk. Summer of Punk. Summer of Cena?
I don't remember. It's been lost. So if anyone else, call, chat, if you have someone else that can be more articulate than me right now, because I literally lost it.
Unbelievable. Well, Nikki, before we open up the phone lines, let's go over, do a little rundown. So we put the link in the chat. You want to call in, let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking about Night of Champions or this week in wrestling, any wrestling, really. We didn't really touch on anything AEW. We kind of avoided it this week because I didn't really watch it, to be honest.
Honestly, you came into bed. I was like, oh, it's 9:45, and I completely forgot that AEW was.
Yeah, so I think as we move towards the next couple of weeks, towards
y'all in. Remember, Mike, you said y'all in, and apparently because I get obviously all our wrestling shirts from there. But that was every Friday it's the t-shirt that you can only get for an hour, and it was y'all in Texas. So that's how they're marketing.
But yeah, so we'll go over more AEW probably next week. So also before we get to the phones, as everyone's saying, we decided we didn't pick a time. I mean, it's listed, but I'm going to change it for a recap for the show.
Oh yes.
We are doing this Sunday at 2 p.m. Our good friend Josh does his show at the Inner House at noon Eastern time. So give them a like and subscribe and check out their show. And then we'll be live at 2 p.m. recapping everything from Night of Champions.
Because I'm taking Ed's partner out on a date.
Ed, sorry, we don't want to talk about the ostrich today. Not today. But yes, call and let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking. But Nikki will run down before we get to it, the final.
I know. It's so weird that we like these are the
it's
ones
the bloodline match. It always comes down to one. Well, I thought about this too because I probably could have the Jade.
Well, this is because usually you tell me your picks and maybe I was like, well, let's be controversial. Let's not and then
Rhea, Jade or Rhea. I could have flipped either way.
Today went like literally no production meeting was had more than usual. So learning your picks live, I'm interested. It's interesting that this is the only one we really agree on.
Yeah, well, because I could have gone either way. I could see Rhea winning in Saudi because of the big face
storyline.
I could see maybe Karrion Kross getting a interesting win if they keep Sami away from the alliance and they want to just keep that feud going.
Sami and Saudi.
Yeah, but I could see Karrion maybe getting a sneak victory out of it and getting maybe a push if they're gonna. Again, he's got one of the highest selling T-shirts in WWE, so maybe they'll pull the trigger.
I know. Again, I would love Kross to win.
So yeah, there's a couple things we could have gone back and forth on.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but
yeah, it's fun learning what you picked live with everybody else. Because again, you had me and Josh. I thought you were picking Jay in the way you were talking. So.
Yeah, we picked a lot. Because I go back and forth all the time. And you just never know, because that's what I love doing the show. There's reasonings for both people going different directions, and like you could look back on history of pro wrestling anytime, any moment. There's key moments where, like, especially WrestleMania and the mid cards, like you look at things like Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, like who won those matches at like just random stuff, but like random grudge matches, and who wins those usually gets a massive push moving forward. It's like if their opponent didn't, what could happen? And that's what's so fun about doing these shows.
The what ifs of it all, baby.
It is the what ifs. The what ifs of wrestling.
We should make a cartoon about it.
We know.
We're gonna get there, baby.
We're getting there. But yes, so we're opening up the phone lines. Call in, chat wrestling with us. The StreamYard link is in the chat. It'll open up a separate tab. Mute your YouTube page, and then come on in. Type in your name, whatever you want us to call. Some people change their name every time, Steven. And, let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking. If you want to talk about Night of Champions, what your predictions are for Night of Champions, or just the week in wrestling, or wrestling in general. Yeah, that's kind of the point. We're here every Friday to talk about it. So we want to hear from all of you. So Nikki, as I like to say, my little blondie, hit the snare. Right. It's such a good version of that. That is first to 11. With they do a lot of covers on the show.
I know.
Like one of the unofficial bands of the show.
But
all right, Nikki.
Yep.
Got some regulars on the line.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on, I got all things disorganized here.
We have too many tabs open.
I know, too many tabs open, too many things. But let's roll. We want to know what's in his head.
Yeah, Darby Allin sucks.
What's in your head? In your head. Zombie.
How's it going?
Oh. You ruined that came on the radio, and I just sing your name. This song is ruined forever.
Don't blame me. Blame Nick. That's not my fault.
the two of you.
I'm complacent in this, huh?
Unbelievable. Because don't blame me. It was the greatest drop. Nikki's upset. Nikki's just upset because she doesn't have an awesome intro. You know what I'm saying?
Should have been me. It should have been me. It should have been me.
And now he's just in TNA, just tagging with his brother, right?
Yeah. He did get the shout out in Cena's promo.
He did. What a fun promo that was.
So good.
Now that was one of those things, like even just seeing the Punk's original pipe bomb played side by side with that was a lot of fun. Hello, Lisa. But yeah, seeing like the two of those played back and forth was just it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then put a weird taste in my mouth when he came back and was like, "Oh, thanks for letting me rag on your promo, make you look fucking stupid, you dork, you fucking jarboni." I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was good up until then.
Did you hear? So speaking, because Ed, you're our indie guy here. Did you see that Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens clip where whatever the podcast the Cody Rhodes called?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, and he's like,
"What a good name."
Seriously. And he's like talking about Matt Cardona. And he's like, you can't call yourself the indie god if you want to come back to WWE all the time.
Yeah, no, like those clips were hilarious. That I don't know if you guys saw, like Ryback thought they were talking about him, and then like he reached out to Owens, and Owens was like, "We weren't talking about you."
No, I watched the whole interview. So what part did he think they were talking about him?
I don't know, but he like came out and was like something about somebody taking money and then like going to the Indies or something, and I'm honestly not sure. I didn't watch the whole interview with the two of them, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Ryback was mad about. But like that guy hasn't been relevant since he left WWE. So
Yeah,
he's just
I watched that whole thing, and it's like, I think there's this section of like Cody was talking to KO about asking like how much money he should ask going on the Indies, and they mentioned a tag team that left WWE after Cody and went on the Indies, and I was like, FTR? Like, there was nothing remotely that would be Ryback related.
I mean, everything that Ryback hears is Ryback related. So like that guy sucks.
Listen, for the record, ironically, this YouTube channel under Nick Teodoro is started. One of the first interviews was WrestleMania 29. Leading up to that, on this channel is a Ryback interview.
Oh shit! Friend of the show, Ryback?
Seriously, not the show.
The Ryback?
It was WrestleMania.
It was yeah. Well, geez, what now? What? Well, yeah, yeah.
We're just at 41, so
yeah. So it's an interview of him.
No, 2013.
Before, actually, no, it was right before WrestleMania 29 when he had the match with Mark Henry and him talking about. I think if I recall correctly, so long ago, but like him talking about his match with Mark Henry, and then we were talking about like him getting Mark Henry up for the shell shock, because like that move, the way he did it at the time was so like it was a more trap oriented muscle, like it was weird, like, and I'm like, the guy's, you know, Henry's 450 pounds or for whatever he was. I was like, that's gonna be really difficult to do.
He's a big boy. Like that's not easy to do. I mean, you can say what you want about him not being like as strong as he should for as big as he is because of how many, you know, roids or whatever else he was on. But like that was always my biggest problem with Batista too. Like I was never a big Batista guy when he was wrestling. Fucking love the guy as an actor though. Like can't say enough good things. It's like if you like zombie movies and you like heist movies, go check out Army of the Dead. He was great in that. Got to flex his acting muscle a little bit. It's good.
I could see him being like what he would have been a great choice. Even though he's already, well, I guess he can't really do it because he's already in that universe. But like as Red Hulk, he would have been like a really good candidate for that. Like just like an ex like war general and doing it. Like I think it would have been perfect gimmick. I know I'm stereotyping. I know he's probably
what you're saying, and I hear you, but Nikki just not having it is.
I know she.
Dave Batista cannot play Thaddeus Ross.
Hated it.
I like him as an actor, but
yeah, no, I mean he wants to play Bane really bad.
I would love that.
I'm here for that.
Ooh, Glass Onion, Lisa says he was really
he
good.
was great in that. He plays like a generic like douchebag like gym bro influencer.
Also, unrelated, completely unrelated note, but Lisa's triggering my ADD. Onion, I thought Union, the town in New Jersey, was pronounced Onion.
Yeah, it is.
For like 10 years, I called that town Onion.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's a real New Jersey fact.
All right, See, we're educating people here.
Yeah,
it might be. It might be really. Listen, Onion, UN.
Yeah.
Like you like unattracted, like all those words that start with un.
Yeah.
Listen,
I hear you. I see.
Onion. Tell me UNION doesn't pronounce like onion.
I've got nothing for this bit. I'm just going along.
Even your union, and that's what it spelled like.
So we're not spoiling SmackDown tonight because it hasn't aired in America. Is that what's happening?
No, it's at 8. I've spoiled 2 things.
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay.
I would prefer if we didn't do spoilies.
I won't say a thing then because I have opinions on a thing that I saw.
We can talk about that on Sunday. We're doing a quick break review of Night of Champions before me and your missus go on a hot date.
Yes, so it's actually the pre-show. Well, the pregame for
triple pre-show.
Yeah, it's the recap show for Night of Champions, but it's like the pre-show for Nikki and.
Is Okada defending the Continental Crunchwrap Supreme belt on that show?
It's actually opening for a band called Brand New, which is really not new anymore. It's really really old. But...
We had so many feelings about. I'm not going down this thing.
No.
What do you think about Karrion Kross?
I was gonna say I agree with you. There's a writer, director. The hell else has that guy done? There's a comic writer and former current screenwriter that had some alleged leads that turned out were not so alleged. But is like put in the work, is now a better person, and still kind of sort of has a presence online. So it's like I get it. I'm in the same boat with Brand New. I understand.
I know. We had a long talk about, are we going to buy this? And
people are allowed second chances.
And I was like, 17-year-old me would fight me right now if we did not buy these tickets.
Listen, much like CM Punk, people are very mad at him for apologizing for a mean tweet that he sent, like, I don't know, what is it, 15 years ago, whatever.
Yeah, his apology was like, oh, it wasn't. I apologize to the Miz, so I apologize to Saudi Arabia. I'm so happy I'm here. Like, I was just in a bad mood. It wasn't about you. Or like, okay, guy.
Listen, whatever. I literally don't give a shit. Like, I know people are mad that he went back on his morals. It's like, did he? Like, he said it himself. He wasn't mad at the people, and the people were booing him.
Yeah.
He could still go and still get a paycheck and still be like, this government's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
And I say that because, like, these Saudi propaganda shows, because that's what they are. Like, let's be real, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they started as. But when you put on these shows, and especially the women's matches, right? They show up in their ridiculous jumpsuits, making mean faces at each other. But when all the women and children are chanting, "This is hope,"
yeah,
come on,
yeah.
Like, I'm getting vaguely emotional talking about this because that's real fucking shit.
Yeah,
like, that's real shit.
Yeah, the woman was like crying, and I was like, oh my god.
These people can barely vote, and the fact that they're able to see something, like they're able to connect with something like that and see themselves up there doing the thing that they love, that's fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, listen, like, yeah, it's a fucking Saudi propaganda show. Yeah, they're making like a bajillion fucking dollars for the next 80 whatever fucking years, whatever. There's bright spots.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get off my high horse because I also agree with you. With Punk bringing you back into wrestling, because this guy dragged me back in 3 times now. This is my fucking guy. This is like watching this guy to the fucking No Kings protest. Like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Brody King and his abolished ice t-shirts. Fuck yeah. Like, it's great. It's so good.
Yes.
But I'll get off my high horse and talk about Karrion Kross for a second here.
Ed, you got to give the people what they want. you can't come in here and not give the people.
If I'm fucking fantasy booking this shit,
listen, Ed,
Karrion shows up and he packs and smokes this man, right? Because he's just been
right now on the screen for you. Look at that.
Yeah, dude, that beard and that hair. Let's go. I'm sorry. Every time you play that drop, I can't not think of that horrible therapy pre-tape. But
I legitimately think this is one of the greatest wrestling themes ever created.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that's one of the best like backstage pre-tapes of all time, where a very out and open gay sex therapist is trying to get Mark Henry in bed with him. Listen, it was the Attitude Era. It was a different time.
There's a lot of different things going on there.
Different time.
No, I mean, and me not being here for you guys talking about this match or most of your rundown. I agree. Is Sami winning this? Probably. I mean, that makes the most sense, right? Especially with his upward trajectory. Does Karrion need this fucking win? Yeah, I agree with John. He absolutely should win. He needs a win. He needs a big win, because this guy's going to start turning into Bray Wyatt, where he's all talk and no action.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem. I mean, but at some point, like, especially with that that last backstage segment when Sami cracked him and he was sitting there like overselling, like, oh my God, he punched me in the face. And then when he walked away, he just, or not even when he walked away, Scarlett was like, you can stop now.
Yeah, that was
and
cute.
he pulled his hand away and he's just smiling like an asshole. I'm like, there it is. Like, there's a lot of subtle stuff. Like even with him with putting his hands behind his back when AJ came for the phenomenal forearm, like he's losing on purpose, right? Give this guy a win. Like, start giving him the upward trajectory. Like, Sami at any point can just win a big match and then he's back on track, right? This guy's entire he's the underdog from the underground, right? Like,
well, to your point, yeah, like the Bray Wyatt thing. It's like and even Bo Dallas is doing it with the Uncle Howdy stuff. Like, especially in the beginning, where Chad Gable was just beating the crap out of him, and he's like, and he starts laughing it off. Like, that's the idea. It's like, I wanted you to do this. This is all part of my plan. Like, it's honestly, you know what it is? Great example, Heath Ledger Joker. I'll take these beatings, I'll do all these weird things, and it's all mind screwed with you because I know I'm getting over on you in the end. It's a big picture thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't get me started on the Dark Knight and Heath Ledger's Joker. Not a bad thing. Fantastic performance. Just like, if you do look at it as like the entire thing, that like it's all his plan. The plan is fucking Looney Tunes, right? Like, he planned for fucking Gordon to step down and like, Batman to pick them both, and you get where I'm going. There's a lot of things that just don't line up. But I understand what you're saying. I'm getting completely off topic. I'm sorry.
No worries. Go on your
on my rant. Go see Superman in theaters July 11th. I watched every trailer, bawling my eyes out. It's so good. Give me more crypto.
Like, you need to take me. We need to go see this. I know we're not typically DC people, but that looks, again, James Gunn, all of it looks so good. It's like, you need to take me there.
Don't take her, Nick.
I know. She's got us in the movie theaters basically the whole month.
I know. But we're going down a rabbit hole here. But that and Fantastic Four also looks incredible. Also, I think we all just have a crush on Pedro Pascal. But we also need to go see that.
It looks good.
Drive into a whole Marvel
superhero movies. But I agree. Like, Karrion Kross needs all the things, but again, Sami in Saudi Arabia, I don't.
Is that anything like CM Punk in Chicago or Roddy Piper in Portland?
Maybe, or just like Sami get like the quick pin and then Kross like gets like
kills him,
beats him down afterwards.
Yeah, we like. I at some point I need this guy to start doing the thing, right? And it's not going to be like, it's one of those, it's not going to be like, I'm not going to be a fan of this guy, but like, he deserves more, right? He's getting he's wrestling a main event. And when he shows up, he's getting Road Warrior pops. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But I get it. They're doing these slow burn things. Our current creative's not one to just pivot because either A, something's not working, or B, something, the new hot thing is happening. But we'll see what happens. The same thing with R-Truth or Ron Killings. I don't know what's going on with that. But he's been showing up and just beating up John Cena. Hell, maybe Punk loses, because didn't Truth lose to Cena via DQ last SmackDown last week? Yeah. Who's to say Truth doesn't? Who's to say Ron Killings doesn't show up and just fuck this entire match?
Yeah, that's actually a great point.
It's also
That's a Ed. Well, before we let you go, last shot.
I mean, so guys, I don't know if you know this, but the Real American Freestyle Wrestling sold like negative tickets.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. It sold like 300 for like a 15,000 person arena.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm a big fan of that. So it's not just me when I say fuck Hulk Hogan. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fair point, Ed. That's a great point. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Darby Allin sucks.
What's in your head? In your head. Zombie.
So I'm watching the Cody KO podcast interview. What do you want to talk about? on YouTube, there was the commercial for Wheatley and then the commercial for Real American Beer. And at the end, like Hulk Hogan does his ha, like his pose, but he says like ha 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 at the end. I was like, can you, like, it sounds super weird. I'm like, can you breathe? Why are you making these extra like when you do your big man pose? I'm like, why are you breathing heavy afterwards? When you're watching something on YouTube and it comes up, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Interesting. Yeah, not really sure. Oh God, what did you?
And that, yep, Ed. So it's making weird noises for years.
That,
True, but literally, it's like ha 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 ha. I'm like, literally, because you know, if you watch something on YouTube, because the KO Cody interview, I want to say it was an hour and a half, or definitely over an hour. So you hear the same fucking YouTube video of commercial things.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Lisa saying, or Drew in Scotland where he lost.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's like Goldberg said. It's like, oh, I'm gonna lose in my adopted hometown. Like, is this Sami sort of like adopted? Because again, if you watch that press conference, they lost their shit for him because he obviously he's cutting like. I know we didn't talk about AEW this week, but we talked about last week or now 2 weeks ago when they had the Grand Slam in Mexico and Heyman come out and cut that promo in Spanish. The crowd went bananas. And it's like, oh, you're talking to me because you're speaking my language, baby. So I don't know. As much as Kross needs it, I don't see Sami losing.
That's fair. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So we'll see. Phone line's still open. We got a few minutes left. A few callers still on the line. So Nikki,
say his name and he appears.
I believe in Steven.
I'm back.
And better than ever.
Yes. Actually, I never left. So
We never
well,
back in 30 seconds.
30 seconds. We'll
break.
I'm leaving you on good hands.
I got to fill in the time. That's okay. Before I start, I wanted to share a funny story that I read right before the show began today. This is non-wrestling related, which is I read about a guy who was arrested at the front gate of Disney World in Florida because he was trying to sneak in an envelope full of cocaine in his shoe into the park. And the first thing that came to mind for me is, what must it be like to take a whole bunch of cocaine and then go wait online for 2 hours?
Oh, I know. Oh, my God.
In that heat.
Seriously.
I mean, you know, just nuts.
Yeah, like what? And then also, I've admittedly and never and will never, but like that drug, from what I've heard, it makes you numb, right? Like, so like if you put it on your hand or something, it makes you numb.
I've heard, yes.
So if you put it so is the guy's like, how do you walk if it's in his shoes? Like is like maybe sock related? Like you can still. Like, I guess because the sock is like covering up.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was maybe a tiny plastic envelope and not like a full-size envelope you mail a letter in or a bill or something. So,
yeah, but still, like, wouldn't if any of it is exposed to your, I guess your skin, maybe because the sock would protect it, but like if it's exposed to your skin, then in theory your foot would go numb, right? So like. Walking around the park or standing in line in this case, your foot would go numb. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like
it would get into your bloodstream one way or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's another thing too. Like, and Florida is hot as hell. So like you're sweating. So yeah, that's another whole.
It's like you don't need to, like, you're going to spend $700 on food and souvenirs in there easy. You don't need to spend another $700 on Coke.
You know, wasted Coke. Well, I guess maybe I don't know if it's wasted. If they're ingesting it, I guess does it matter where? Yeah,
And what's he going to do? And then I have a feeling his hope was probably, like, he was probably there with his kids, first of all. And second of all, you know, he's going to go on Space Mountain like totally like fried out of his mind on Coke, when really he should have been taking acid instead, or mushrooms. Or so I've read that would be the appropriate thing.
Yes, from experts online.
Yes. If it's on the internet, it must be true.
Fair enough. So, Steve, what else you got for us on Night of Champions?
What else about Lunch of Champions?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, seriously, that's a great term for it.
Yeah,
Lunch of Champions.
Well, I mean, it's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock on Saturday, that's lunch, because everybody goes to dinner late on Saturdays mostly. So 1 o'clock is lunch. So lunch of champions.
I'm here for that.
I like the logo. It's weird. It kind of looks like, you know, Star Wars going into hyperspace as designed by Gold Dust. And then in the middle, you have like half of the album cover for Tommy.
Actually, I was thinking about Jake the Snake. Like that middle is like when you're like the logo, I was like Jake the Snake, like a python. I think.
I know. Oh, I see it now. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I'm colorblind, so like I know it's probably not the same color, but like to me,
I know, you sweet little baby.
I know Nikki's making fun of it already. Well, let's take a look at this. But yeah, like you don't like in the with the pythons, like a python. It looks like kind of like a python.
It does look kind of scaly. Yeah, now that you mention it.
It looks more like a golf ball.
I mean, any one of those things in hyperspace is kind of scary. I mean, is this an indoor show?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they've had it's the stadium they usually use when they're in Riyadh.
Okay, but there's a roof on the place, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the same place they're going to have the Rumble in a few months?
I believe so. Don't quote me, but I'm like probably like 90%.
Okay. If that's it, then I don't feel so bad about it being over there, because my concern was, you know, the women all have to cover up. And in that heat, that's just going to be a recipe for disaster. But if they're indoors and there's air conditioning, then, you know, not so bad.
Yeah, I think it's a
so
like it's retractable. But
I just Googled it just to double check down. So according to Google, the 2026 Royal Rumble is going to be Riyadh. Will be held in Riyadh. Blah blah blah. The event's part of the exact venue is not yet to be officially confirmed.
Oh, okay.
But potential locations include Muhammad Abdul Arena,
which they've done.
Yeah, and the King Fahd International Stadium, which is probably is it this one?
Will it be in January again, or?
Yeah, I think it just says 2026. Yeah, quick.
Okay.
Look, you know how I feel about that, Steve.
Indeed, I do. Yes. So looking for it. I'm gonna have to catch this on a rerun because I got duties and chores to take care of in the afternoon. Hopefully there's nothing to cut. I'll try to be keeping track, but you know, it looks like an interesting little. It's actually 6 matches, so you know, not bad. Something's gonna get the short shrift. Yeah, and I'm wondering which one it's gonna be, and I'm betting it's the Rhea Raquel match.
Yeah.
Since that was the one of the last minute additions, maybe also the Sami Kross match.
Right, because if they were supposed to do AJ Dom, but Dom's like legit has a rib injury, and then it was supposed to be EO Liv Morgan, and obviously Liv Morgan's injured. I think you kind of just had to plug some people in.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
fair.
this all of a sudden kind of sort of came out of nowhere. This one, but the people over there want to see Rhea, and they're going to give them Rhea. So, hey,
That's
no
fair.
problem there. I'm sure they'll make it entertaining.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be a good match. Steve, we got one more caller behind you, so I want to get your last shot and let in another regular behind you.
Couple of things to choose from, but I'm going to go with. Did anybody see the news from SiriusXM that broke yesterday?
Not from Sirius.
This is wrestling related because starting on July 1st, the Fight Nation channel, which has previously covered not just pro wrestling but also MMA and boxing, is going to switch over to be the first 24/7 wrestling channel on SiriusXM. Yeah, they're changing the formats. They're going to be anchored by Busted Open. This was all, Dave LaGreca's design, by the way. And Coachman is going to have a show.
Ugh.
And Natalia's going to have a 1-hour show each week. And, it sounds really interesting. Busted Open After Dark is going to go to 5 days a week. Am I the only one here who has SiriusXM?
Well, with the three of us, yes.
But
yeah, we used to have it way back. I know my brother.
Yeah, channel one. This will be channel 156, which is currently Fight Nation, and they're just it's the same channel. They're just purging all the MMA and boxing content, and it's going to be strictly pro wrestling discussions, 24/7, starting this Tuesday, actually. So a fun little thing for everybody who has the satellite radio.
Yeah. Again, more options, more content for everybody.
Breaking news, Steve.
Breaking news, and maybe you guys can get a spot on there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we hope. Moving things popping. Ladies and gentlemen, OG of the show. I know, it's such a good.
You just want to get on and jam out to it.
We're jamming out.
I hope, Steve, you dance to your own music.
I know. Wherever he is in the world, wherever in the world Steven is, he's just rocking.
I hope
it.
everyone.
And the Stevenettes they follow him around. They follow him around the globe.
Just shimmy along.
Yeah, exactly.
The Stevenettes.
Shaking everywhere. All right. Let's get to it. We got another regular rounding us out. Last call of the night. Nikki, beat your heart.
Oh my God, it's so aggressive.
Yo-ho.
Hi guys, happy Friday. I'm liking this, always rounding out the show. So cheers.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers, dear.
What are you drinking? What are you thinking, Joe?
I'm drinking mead, actually. It's from Ipswich, Massachusetts. It's delicious. So a couple quick things. First off, Ed, I think 9 out of 10 addicts say taking mushrooms and going on It's a Small World After All is just beautiful. So
Steven.
Oh, Steven, sorry. But yeah, or Ed, try that too. See what happens. Let me know.
I love how he's getting corrected.
She's sitting right here. She's paying attention. I'm not. Second, serious. Making changes. It's not like I have insider knowledge of that industry or anything, but I digress. Hopefully that worked out for them.
What would you, of all people, know about that industry?
I don't know, spending 13 years in terrestrial radio and then saying my career is going to get destroyed because satellite radio came into effect and it didn't. But again, I digress.
You said terrestrial radio. I wonder how long Josh has been in extraterrestrial radio.
Well,
God.
I didn't hear the dropping up.
Yeah, I know we got a few minutes left in the show, so real quick. I'm loving heel Cena, but I would love to see CM Punk win the match. He's not going to, unfortunately. And Mrs. Joho made a great point earlier when we were watching and we were driving to get dinner. If Cena's going to be a baby face in the last 2 months of this run, why? Just stop. We all know. I get it. It's your retirement tour, and you could do whatever you want, but go the full ride. Get all the way down to December. Just be the heel. I don't care. But somebody, I think it was Ed, who made the great point that maybe Ron Killings jumps into this match, and that's how this match ends. The other thing is, I don't want to get too political, but I'm so happy that the Middle East gets to see these women's matches with Rhea, with Asuka. These are going to be great for that whole area to see. So I'm very excited for them. And that is a stupid looking logo. I'm sorry. You just put it up on the screen. It's so stupid.
It's a python.
Full screen.
There's a python.
Yeah. Graphics need to. What? Who's running graphics over there at WWE? Come on, do better. And
I can do a pretty decent design.
Yeah. And to round this out for my final thing, push Karrion Kross for the love of God, please. Love Sami. Push Kross, please. Hunter, please push it. Push Kross, and that's it for me. Oh, she's trying to calm me down. Sun's getting real low, big guy. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.
Yo-ho. Cheers.
Sir.
Pleasure, as always, having you on.
The sun is getting real low.
Sun is getting low. Ladies and gentlemen,
Love it.
sun's getting low, but that was Yo-ho. All right. Oh, yeah. Jackson just totally got.
It's so aggressive.
Well, you know, he's our security.
Last time you did that, you were not here. You were in Seaside. He freaked the fuck out. Luckily,
He's like, no one sleeps in this house but me.
But he pooted so loud. I didn't sleep. Oh, my sweet little baby pickle.
Well, I hope that doesn't come this way. Let's hope that the wind and the air conditioning is blowing the other
basement. Way. It's hot as shit down here.
Unbelievable.
We're melting.
All right, Nikki. This has been a fun one. Thank you all for yet another great week here at the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
I just want to shout out to you real quick.
I love you. I love you.
I love you.
I love your butt.
And this is again in 2024 when we decided to do this. This was our New Year's resolution. Like, we want to do something positive and then something that is just like we can do together. And we drink and talk wrestling, so let's do it online with our favorite people. Again, Lisa, Joho, Steven, Josh, Reese, everybody. Like, we needed this today, so we thank you and we love you, and we will see you on Sunday.
Exactly. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you all for joining us. We're gonna let Triple H take us out like he always does.
Thought we had a spectacular event tonight. Very excited that so far everybody seems to have come out unscathed. You know, banged up, bumps and bruises, but nobody seriously injured, which I always hold my breath on these events. You want to see people have the best outing that they can possibly have and make memories, but do it safely. And we were able to do that tonight.
No.
It hit me like a fucking wave.
Do you smell that smell?
Do you smell a Jackson's cooking? Oh my god, our dog's butt's aggressive.
Unbelievable. Steven's a rebel of graphic design.
Yeah. God, Jackson.
I don't know. Steven's not a fan of this logo.
I just feel like it's generic. I don't.
Nah. Lisa's the most over person on the show.
Is literally has been passed out. He kind of woke up it's like 15 minutes in, and then he's been passed out, and then he ripped the biggest, loudest that he's done us doing this.
Yes, he is releasing bio. It's unfair.
He is like, I want to bottle it and send it to our enemies. Just like, like, oh, what's this thing? And you open the jar, and it's just like a Jackson fart. That would be.
See, he does this, and then what he does is like, he comes right up on you, and then he prop dusts you as he's sitting on you, and then he just comes up to you and he says this.
Anyone that comes into our house, Jackson's big. He's not a big dog to me remotely, but he gloves very aggressively. He needs to be on top of you, in your face. I feel like we're both just anxious people, staring at each other because we're nose to nose constantly. And he loves very aggressively. So everyone knows that you come to our house, you will be slobbered on, and he will sit on you and probably poop on you.
Yeah, well, it's added to.
It's
added
the
to chemical
charm.
warfare. Yeah, the convention.
The charm.
Well, that being said, it's been a blast. Thank you all. Yeah, that's the worst word to use. It has been a blast in more ways than one, I guess.
Josh is blasting. Jackson's blasting.
I know
Everyone's blasting.
Unbelievable.
Get it together.
But until next time, you do not have to go home.
But you can stay here. Bye, my babies.